welcome. This is Wave. This is one of the most detailed invoice making app. So let's just get started. When it opens up, this is what you will see. And I've already signed up. That's why it's showing like this. If yours shows like I'm asking you to sign in, you can either create your own details of username and password, or if you have a Google account or a Gmail account, it gives you the option of signing in with your own email account. So you just go ahead and click on it and sign in with your email. Okay, so once that is done, it will show up like this. Here you have, at the bottom of it, you have 4 icons here. You see invoices, customers, items, and more. So for us to start, you click on more. You see invoice customization. This way you start to customize things on how you want your invoice to appear. I've already done that, but I'll show you how to go about it. So if you click on invoice customization, it brings you here where you have to choose your templates, your company logo, and the accent color. The accent color simply means the color that will be on your invoice. So if your company has a brand color already, it's wise to work with that. So when you click on template, it shows you about the 3 types it has. It has the classic, the contemporary, and then the modern. So anyone that goes well for you, you can decide to use that. I've chosen modern. Now you can see that the colors, the content color I choose is what is here, the purple color. So if you choose another color, that's what you will also get to have. Then you go to company logo. If I want to change this, I could just click on change. But if it's not to change, the same thing will happen. If you want to upload it afresh, you just click on it. It will take you to your gallery where you can upload it afresh. Okay, so if your logo is done and your colors are done, you move to the next, which is info. Info, you click on it. You just type in your business name. I've already typed in this. Let me just add ventures. That's okay. Now, if you have a physical address and you would like to insert that, you go ahead and type it in. Let's say I decide to do this. Then pick your country. It has country selection here, so you select the one that is your country. State or province. See why I said it is very detailed. I can just go ahead and pick my Akwa Ibom. And then you can now come here and put in the city. If you have a postal or zip code for your city, you go ahead and fill that up. So apparently I will need to put this here again. So it is already filled up like that, and you click the tick sign there to show that you are done. It brings you to contact, where you fill in your contact information. The main contact, who is the main contact? Is it a CEO? Is it the managing director? Okay, so you put in the person's phone number there. So can just go ahead and put in mine. Somebody you know that every time they call is going to answer on behalf of the company. So if you have a fax number, if you have a mobile number, which is about the same thing, okay, put that in. If you had a landline, maybe you would have made it to your main call. If you have a toll-free line, maybe 23417, usually a short code kind of line, or your phone number is, you've customized it to be toll-free such that anybody can call you at any time and ask questions without being charged. That's where you put in the toll-free number. If you have a website, you can put it in. If not, you leave it for now. And then we click on OK. Then you go to columns. How many columns do you want your invoice to be? You know, when you are, depending on the kind of business that you do, there are some businesses that you don't just write somebody paid a total of blah 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 amount being payments for blah 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 full stop. There's some receipts, so to say, that needs to have a listed out invoice. Probably you want to make out 10 columns so that you can say somebody bought 1 pair of black shoe, 2 distinct bags, 3 Chanel this. If you want to have those columns, then at the end of it, you now sum everything. So if you want that kind of invoice, you create it. So that means you have to start typing the invoice one after the other. For me, I can say Spimam course. Units, depending, is not by quantity, is by cost. Okay, the price is 5,000. Amount, maybe someone has a amount you're charging, still the same thing. Or maybe like I did a discount, I could decide to say 3,000 naira. Now the name of the person, name and description, you add that up. Hide name, hide description if you want those things to be hidden. Then you come down here to unit price amount. If you want those information to be hidden, you go ahead and do that. So if you finish with this, you can just go ahead and see it will update itself automatically. Now, one other thing I love about, okay, let's go to invoice defaults first. If you want payment terms to always be on receipt, you can set that up. And then if it is on receipt, that means you won't need it as an invoice. Remember what we said? You won't need it as an invoice. But if it is not a receipt, then you're giving it as an invoice, expecting payment on a particular day or after so and so days, then you can just go ahead and choose the days within 15 days, within 30 days, within 90 days. So you can set your terms here. So this is within 30 days for invoice. If you want a subheading, maybe you want to now write down the particular item that you're doing that for, you put it in there. If you want a default footer note, like I did in the other one when I said thank you for patronizing us, now that means I won't have to be saying thank you at all times. Each time I bring up the receipt, it will always show there. So if that's what you want, you can just type it in as well. Okay, so having set that up, we now go to use fingerprints. This is another reason I like this app. You can go ahead and enable your fingerprints, and it gives that extra security for your app. Okay, so if you have registered more than 2 accounts, you can always switch business. That's another thing I like about this one. Then you can log out if you're true. At any time you want to log out, this way you come to log out. So now let's go back to the invoice itself. We were at more, so now let's go back to take the beginning. We came to more first because we wanted to set up our details. So let's go to invoice. If it is unpaid, draft. That times you just draft the invoice and leave it there, depending on when you have the need, and you just complete it. Or it is for unpaid customers, like invoice should be, you categorize it under that. So let's say I want to add an invoice. I could start by adding a customer or adding an item. Now let's go back. If what I do first is to add items and customers, that will be much easier, because when I want to add an invoice, I already have my list of customers, so to say. Maybe I have people that have patronized me 2-3 times, and I have them saved, and I have their contacts even in my phone. If I already saved the customers here and already saved the items I have for sale, it will be much easier each time I pick up an invoice, because I'll just have to choose from a customer or choose from an item that is already existing. So let's do that. Let's start with adding a customer. See, I have one customer here already, so I can add another one. Maybe I could decide to add the person's business. What am I going to use this time? Okay, let me do this. 7A's consultancy or consult. Okay, I don't know their email, so let me just go ahead and maybe use my own email. Contact name, who am I contacting? can still use my name, person's phone number. I can still use mine for now. Okay, so it depends on how you want it. You want it to be face name, last name, phone number. I could just do that. Okay, come to phone, and I put that in. So if I click on this, it now breaks it down more. Do I want to add the person's phone, fax, mobile, toll free? The same way we try to set up with our own. And then I also get to choose what currency I want to use. There's some of these apps that they are so US minded that you won't find any currency. That's why I had to select this ones to show us. So let me look for my Naira. If it's that difficult, just type it in to show up. There we go. But I can always do dollars, If you need more fields, depending on who the customer is, remember we are trying to profile our customers here. So if you have a customer that is out of the country, wherever the person is, and you want the person to pay you in that currency, you can choose the currency here. Of course, you should always be able to have a payment gateway that can receive from that currency. Okay, so we go to address. If you know the person's address, you put it in. If the person has a different shipping details, like I said again, if you're sending your things outside the country, maybe your products go out, you have outside the country delivery. So maybe the person has a different shipping details, whereby maybe the person wants you to send it to his own shipping company, or wherever the person can pick up the products from, which most times might be different from the person's original address. Then you can go ahead and add that up. Okay, so if you have account number, the person's account number, or an accounting system that you want to create with this, you also install that up. So I could say 0002 or 1 or 2. Then if the person has a website, you go ahead and also input that. And once you're happy with what you've done, you tick, and that is it. So for items, you can just do a quick inventory of your products you're selling, and then your pricing. So you add all your items, if possible, one after the other. It makes it much easier for you each time you want to write your receipts. You don't have to go through see, the customer is saved there. You don't have to go through typing everything afresh. You can just pick on the items you already have saved on the app. So let's go to items. See, I've already added this course, which was advanced smartphone digital skills course. If I want to add another one, let me add this other one. Let me see what the name of the course is. I could decide to make it a way that is easily say Speedman course. And I now put it this way. The details of it: smartphone, invoice making, and the management course. What's the price? The price is 5,000 naira. Do I pay tax on this course? Not yet. Is it a sales? Okay, it's sales. I leave it. But I think that's for that income account is just sales that they have there. See what is written under it. An income account is used for proper bookkeeping for your sales and to keep your reports accurately. So it's something you are giving out. So that's why I think that's why it has there as sales, because it brings income to you. So after that, you click on tick and you are done. All right, now that we've created these things, let's see how to call it up and input it on an invoice. So you click on invoice now, add an invoice. So if I want to add a customer now, super easy. Add an item. I have bags, shoes, fascinators, all that. Just click on which one. Okay, the one that is 3,500. Okay, just pick it up. I don't have to do all the typing. You see, it is already sorted out for me. The only thing I can get to do now, maybe I want to increase the quantity to 3. I mean, once I do that, the system already adds it up. So it makes it a whole lot easier for me to now take a note that I'm done with this and go ahead and send it as invoice. If if it is paid for, I can just record the payments. Now, if I have an additional note that I want to send to the customer, maybe try and be in the class, or the class is a blah blah blah, whatever notes I want to add, or the class is scheduled for these days and these days, and whatever footer notes, apart from if I set a default footer note, remember, if I set a default footer note, that one will appear automatically. But if I did not, I could come here and still add up a footer note. So once I'm happy with what I've done, I record the payments. So when I record the payments, it is saved for me. That's the record payments. It's saved for me. Now, I may not be able to tell how I was paid with credit card because there is no supported service in Nigeria for us to use that, as in pay on credit, the real credit card, not like ATM services. So I can just come here, manual payments, and decide payment date. How did this person pay? Through bank, cash, credit card, PayPal, order. Okay, so you see where that PayPal comes in now. If you have a PayPal account, which is one form of payment gateways that allow you receive money from any currency, you can as well click on that. For me, it was a bank payment, or cash in hand, or shareholder loan, however that means to them. Cash in hand is okay for us here. So any account into which you can deposit and withdraw funds from, that's where you put there. So you want to add further notes and memos, you can go ahead and do that. And once I'm done, I click on tick. So this is now for my own record, to record my payments. So if I keep on doing bank account, that means at the end of the day, when I'm going through my books, I should be able, or my records should be able to know how much actually entered my account. Okay, so it helps you to know what's entered where at every point in time. The payment was successful. Do I dismiss right here, or should I go ahead and send receipt? I can go ahead and send receipt. In this case, the receipt is coming from who? So I can choose, or I can just, if I have it saved in, I can just go ahead and put it in there. Now this is sobosses at Gmail that is sending this receipt, because that is Smart Online, so that is already there. Then the customer, is a saved customer, so the person's email has already been saved. I don't have to type it in afresh. The payment receipts for invoice. You see the number we created? That's like my invoice number, 00002. See that? So that is already done. So hi 7S consult. Here's your payment receipt for invoice blah 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 2 or for 10,500. You can always review your receipts online at. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thanks. That's if I'm sending an email. So I'm not doing that. So I'll just, maybe after sending an email, I can still send a copy to myself. If I want that, I'll just have to slide it and activate that. But I don't need that. Okay. So that's the receipt. That's how you get to send it. This is actually receipt. Okay. So for invoice, it will appear with every other data the way we have set it to be. So let me see what you can do with this. So you can save, you can duplicate, you can make changes or discard the changes, or you can resend it. So this is done, and this is a paid work, and I've created the invoice, and you see it has indicated that it has been paid. So I can just go ahead and add another one. So let's see what you can do from here, and then we'll take it off from there in another class. Thank you. Welcome back to Wave. Okay, so let's proceed from where we stopped before. In the first class, we worked on receipts. So now let's see how we can work with an invoice. Okay, so let's add it afresh. Click on the add sign there to add up your invoice. So if it's a new customer, you can just go ahead and type it. But if you have an existing customer, like I said, so when you click on that, if it's a new customer, you click create new customer. and you start filling the invoice. If it's an old customer, let's say we want to make do with this, it adds up on its own. Then add item. Okay, let's add this. How many quantity? If I say 3, it adds up on its own automatically. I click on this tick sign. Now if I want to add more items, let's say the person is paying for more than one course, I go ahead and just do that. How many quantity? Still, was it 1? Let's say this time around 2. So I can just keep on adding items upon items depending on what I want to sell. So this is an invoice. Up here you have invoice dates, you have payment due. You click on payment due. How many days? If the days you're giving is not here, 15 days, 30, 45, 60, 90, you can click on custom and set your own dates. Maybe I just want to give the person 3 days, so I go to June 3rd. Maybe that's when I want the person to pay, or let's say 1st of June, and it is imputed there. Now you can see that the system has already done the calculation for me to know how much all of this will cost. So if I want to send the invoice, I can just click on send invoice. And it brings me here. My email is there, it's sending from me. This is an existing customer, so the person's email is already here. And then now the invoice number has automatically been added up to be number 6. And then the sum of what the person is paying. If I want to send this email, I can just go ahead and click send email. But before I click on send email, I can just click on these options down here. Okay, so I have the option of choosing if I want to send a copy to myself, I slide it. If I want to attach the invoice as a PDF to the email, I slide that as well. Okay, and once I'm done with this, I can now click on send email. But before sending email, if I want to preview what my email will look like, come to the top here where you see the search icon, the lens zoom icon there. You click on that, and then I can preview my email. This is what the email will look like. My logo will be placed there, and every other detail, my company detail, and all these details. This is how the email will look like. Okay, so let's go back. If I'm happy with that, I now click send email. So it's going to send this email. And it's showing me here, email sent. Okay, so if I do something like come to my Gmail right here and check for that email. Okay, and let me check. Now here is the email. Smart Online Boss Ventures has given me an invoice of 20,500. Okay, now if I want to view this email, let's see, and now view the invoice rather. If I want to view the invoice, it takes me to accounting.waves.com where I can view the entire invoice the way it is. See? Okay, that's if I want to view it online, or I can just go ahead and download the PDF format of it. Let's see how that goes. And I open it up. Now here is my invoice. See the way it is with the custom colors I made with my logo and my details, my company details, the way I saved it, the contact information, everything is right here, and the details of the course is right here. This is where I'm sending the bill to. Here is the detail of the transaction. and the date of payment is equally here, the invoice date and the expected due date of payment. Okay, why I had to bring us through looking at this is for us to see what will happen here now. Have you noticed any changes now? When the email was just sent, it showed sent. Now I have viewed the email. It has changed here on the app to view. So you see, when a customer tells you, maybe you sent the invoice and you kept sending reminders upon reminders, and the customer tells you, I didn't see it though, that will be, you'll be able to know whether the person is saying the truth or not, because the app here will record that the person has viewed that email. Whether it's by PDF or the person viewed it online, it will just change here to show that invoice you sent had been viewed. Okay, so let's go back to the same invoice, and let's say you want to send a reminder. Now that you've sent the first one, the person has viewed it, you want to send a reminder, you can now say, you come to where you have this reminder, you click on these three dots. If you don't want to send it by email again, you want to send it via social media platforms, you just click on these three dots here. This is sending the email directly. By the time you click on those three dots, it opens up to the email, to the social media platforms you have on your phone. So if you want to send it via WhatsApp, because not all your customers may have emails, okay? If you want to send it via WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, as in directly to the person's DM or inbox or WhatsApp chats, you can just send it from here. Now the same thing is applicable not just for reminders. Even if you wanted to send it this way, instead of sending as an email, you can still click on those three dots where you have the send option. It will still open up this option for you. Now the same thing, let's also send it to ourselves right here in the group and see what it looks like. Okay, so we have it here. All right, so if you're sending it as an email, this is how it will appear. Different case, just a reminder that an invoice issued on May 19 is overdue. Please submit payments for this invoice as soon as possible. You see, you can communicate your message so politely, and the person gets to know that my payment is due or is overdue. Okay, now let's click on that and see where it takes us. Same thing, it takes us back to the person, it takes us back online for us to view the message. So the person gets to click on it. I think there's network. The person gets to click on it and then sees that the invoice is overdue and needs to make payments. This is such a polite manner of sending your invoices and even reminders. You don't have to always call. There's some people that the way you call self, you were thinking of, how do I even start asking of my money on all of those things? Before you know it, exchange of what you did not expect to say comes up and all that. You just politely do this. Even if you want to send it every 2 days, to let the person know that the use of payment is fast approaching or is overdue. This is a very polite way of doing this. Okay, let's go back there. And so with that, we know that you have sent your messages. So it will always show you right here when you have sent the message, when the message is due. And when you open your invoices, you'll get to see all of your messages here. You see the ones that has been sent, the one that has been viewed. If the message is pending, it's not yet sent, you see all of that under this unpaid. And then for your receipts too, you will get to view the receipt if the receipt has been delivered. So with that, I'll bring this class on Wave Invoice to a close. This app is detailed, as you can see. The only limit there is that you can't append your signature. That's like the only thing that it does not really have. But this app is beyond this. Now, Wave accounting is beyond the smartphone app. For the smartphone app, this is as far as we can go. But if you have a laptop, you can take it up from there. It's more detailed if you have a laptop, because for the accounting part of it, it's more detailed on a laptop. Do you understand? As in, you can do it directly online. You don't have to have it as an app. If you have a laptop, you can work with. And that's way, even if you have it as an app here, you can still call up your account using a laptop and doing it directly online. So I want to see what you can explore with this app, and let me know if you find it better than other ones, or if you still like the other ones. Whatever it is that is your choice, or challenges around using this app, I would like to address that. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.